I'm on A, I guess. Okay, I can't change that. Okay, I'll skip it off. Something unpredictable in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Sorry about that. I hear we're having a little bit of a garbled audio issue. I will see if I can change that. It sounds perfectly fine on my end. I don't know why it's coming out garbled on your end, but let's give it a try. So hopefully I'm coming out loud and clear. If anyone wants to give me a quick thumbs up to let me know that that's the case, it would be much appreciated. And welcome to everyone who have come and joined in for the day. Now, is that my audio garbled? I'm garbled as well. Right, that could be interesting. That will be something in the system. So, sounds like I'm underwater. Okay, give me a couple of seconds. I will see what I can do to try and bypass that. let's give that another try. Hopefully, I'm now coming out loud and clear. I seem to have sorted out that technical issue. If someone can give me a thumbs up, that'll be much appreciated. All sorted now? Excellent, fantastic. Yes, one of the pieces of software fell out of sync and decided to put me underwater. So there we go. So what's all this about? I hear you say, well, our usual mission statement. What's LAM Live all about? Well, it's a live streaming event for kink positive consenting adults during UK lockdown, a place where we can connect and share as a community during these difficult times. What's brought this about? Well, you know what? Probably the only decent thing that Boris has offered us in a while is a little bit of clarity with the latest roadmap. So before I dig in and get to the meat and veg of what that means to all of us, couple of quick messages, couple of adverts. I know I'm going to tease you a little, and don't worry, worth bearing in mind and sticking with this one, because there are going to be some competitions and some prizes to win as well. So first of all, please do us a favor, if you're not already a subscriber, and I suspect most of you are because you got the notification, you knew we were going to announce something and you came along to say hello. So thank you for doing that. If you're not, saddle up to that subscribe button. You've got our permission. You've got its consent. Give it a quick stroke and, ring that bell. You know you want to. If you are enjoying today, give us a like, give us a share. If you want to let people know what's going on, perfect. Time index it, share the content, get those plans, because you know what? There are things afoot. So what's the schedule? There's only one thing on the schedule at the moment, and that's the news and update on what's going on with LAM. So before I dive into this, LAM, if you're not familiar, is a kink positive event for consenting adults. We don't care. We're open to everyone, regardless of your gender, your sexuality, as long as you understand that kink is a positive influence in our lives. You know what? I'm going to go even one stage further. I don't care what's between your legs, who you want between your legs, how many people you want between your legs, if you want to change what's between your legs, or if you're not attracted to what's between anyone else's legs at all. You know what? You might even be attracted to inanimate objects. That's not a problem at all. And you know what? Your briefcase doesn't need a ticket to come along to LAM with you. Cheap date out, what can I say? And can hold all those goodies on the way home. You know what? It's one of those. As long as you can accept that kink is a positive influence in our lives, you don't even need to be kinky yourself. It's as simple as that. And as part of that, the dress code. There's no dress code. Street clothes are perfectly acceptable. However, who are we to discourage people from dressing up in their fetish finest? But there we go. Right. There are going to be some adverts. They are from the stall holders to help. And let's dig in with that straight off.
Are you a superhero? Are you fighting injustice in this world? Do you want to kick COVID's butt? Then grab a mask to outlast this pandemic. If you're into the themes of punk, fetish, gender fuckery, or neurodiversity, this is for you. Come, join the other misfits, freaks, and weirdos, and celebrate your own unique expression!
And are you ready? Are you ready? I know you are. Here we go. Hold on to your hats if you're wearing one. Here are the plans. So, this is the details based on the announcement that came out in Parliament this afternoon. It's given us a little bit of time to get ahead of the curve to see what we can do. And you know what? This is what we're going to be offering. So, the reboots of LAM, and I say boots because it's plural, is as follows. So, April this year, going to have some outdoor events. We've got some locations where it's perfectly acceptable for us to have an outdoor bar, food, and stalls available. So, going to come on and give you specific details of all of these as we drive through. Then, come May, you're going to be looking at some indoor specialist retail only, no bar, unfortunately, no social space, but an opportunity to catch up on the items that you need, a little bit of shopping, you know. Don't think we're going to get on holiday this year, so it's probably time to lean in and make sure that you've got the right things to play with. And then June, we're looking at, hopefully, assuming that hospitality starts to return as normal, having normal-ish events. And I say normal-ish because, unfortunately, we're not necessarily going to get it straight off and running first off. And then about August, as nightclubs return, I think we're going to start looking at play options from there. And obviously, on the cards and in the mix as well is the LAM retreat in November, which is that awesome opportunity. So what I'm going to do is, because I forgot to put some background music on with all of that kerfuffle of what was going on, there we go, and I will take you through what all of those options look like. Let me just turn that down a touch. So, April options. Well, we kind of have two on this one. Those that joined us on our rare outings in 2020 will remember that awesome day in July down at the farm. Well, you know what? If you fancy one of those, then make a note, because I'll be asking for your opinions in a bit, because there's going to be a competition. And equally, subject to their opening, we're going to have Bedford open as an option. So to the south of London, to the north of London, expect to see some options there in April. And you know what? If enough of you say both, we'll lean in. We'll do both. We've had far too long without the joy of an event. So I'm more than happy to facilitate as many as we can. Because at the end of the day, traders, doesn't quite count the same online. They need customers put in front of them. They need those options. When we hit May, as I said, looking at indoors being options again for specialist retail. And that basically means we kind of got one option covered in London, but we're now leaning out and we're looking for further options. And equally, Manchester, we've already got some people scouting out some options and some things are being considered up there. But you know what? I'm going to lean in even further and say, if you know a location, if you're somewhere where you think that there is an appropriate space, maybe it's a disused retail park or something, give us a shout. Let us know. We'll have a chat with the owners. We're a legitimate company. We've got insurance. We can access these kind of opportunities that, you know what, other people can't. And it's going to give an opportunity for the traders to get out there and really make the most. Comment there in the field. Yep, Bedford was absolutely amazing. And yes, both. I think both had completely different vibes and different feels. And I loved them both as events. And you know what? I've been sitting here thinking about plans on how we can expand on both of them moving forward. So don't worry, it's not a one or the other. It might be a case of both. And equally, you might have a chance to say what order that comes out in as well. So moving on again, back into June. Obviously, this is entirely subject to all the rules and regulations and what's going on at the time. And we totally understand the need to have the hurdles, the checks and the fire breaks and all the rest of it. But if everything goes according to plan, and that does mean, remember, face masks, they're essential. Wash your hands, follow the rules, reduce the spread of this problem. It's as simple as that. So if everything goes according to plan, we're looking at being back indoors and back in our normal venues by June. But you know what? At the same time, June, it's starting to warm up. It's starting to get a little bit more pleasant out there. So if you tell us you want something indoors in June, but you also fancy a barbecue down the farm or a little bit of a chill out down by the river up in Bedfordshire, well, let us know. We'll make sure that we can accommodate all of that as we move forward. And this is kind of where we dive into the competition side of things, because it's kind of your chance to have your say and enter a draw for some free tickets. So what I want you to do, in the comment section of the feed, in the comment section below, or in the posting that I'm about to make on FetLife, let us know, where do you want to go? Do you fancy a trip to the farm? Do you want to come and join us up in Bedfordshire? Do you want to hang out and wait till we're in a city centre? Let us know. It's as simple as that. All we're going to do is collect all of those people, put them into a draw after 10 days, and just for letting us know, there's a chance that you could win free tickets to one of those events. It's as simple as that. And if you say, actually, my preference is the following order, and you happen to get and guess the order that we're already planning and moving in, then you know what? There's going to be an extra prize, because I do like people who are a little bit bold. The kind of people who will make a commitment, stick to it. None of your dirty deleter around here. I'm going to double it down. I'm going to make it extra special. If you're that person that correctly guesses and we draw it in after 10 days, then you know what? There's going to be kind of at least £50 worth of LAM cash. If I get enough people participating, you know what? I'll lean in even further. You can have some tickets to come along on the day, and you can have £100 worth of LAM cash to spend on that day. Simple as that. I couldn't get any fairer than that at all. But you got to be in it to win it. There's no point in sitting on the sidelines on this one. And again, just to be blindingly obvious, all entries, you're kind of going to have to be over 18. You should be to be listening to this. And you've also got to be eligible to attend LAM. And that probably means that you don't want to be one of those cockwombly types at the same time. So what's going on next? The next LAM Live? Well, that's going to be Sunday, the 28th of February, starting at 12:30, and that's the Lamchester Replacement Edition. So expect workshops, expect book readings, expect comedy, expect a healthy mental practices. You know what? It's going to be one of those interesting ones. And the 48th one we've done. Mentioned things to look forward to. The next thing that we absolutely know that is guaranteed in the schedule at the moment is the LAM retreat in November. Obviously, there are still going to be some subject to the prevailing rules and regulations as we move closer to the time. But the whole concept of this one is we take over a hotel for the weekend and we make it ours. 80% of the tickets are sold out. That means 80% of the rooms in the hotel gone. Simple as that. Now, bearing in mind, I can't predict whether I can allow people to come along for the day and stay in another hotel. So if you want to participate, get involved in this. And equally, we're just ironing out the final schedule on the workshops, making sure that the presenters can attend the new date, and we'll get that leaked out to you guys shortly as well. So details up on the screen there. The normal schedule for LAM Live, well, this is what's going on here. First Sundays of the month, there's always going to be a replacement edition of LAM. The second Sundays, third Sundays, then there's going to be a quickie. Fifth Sundays as well when it's present. And then the fourth Sundays, like this coming Sunday, will be the Lamchester marked weekends. Now, what are we going to do in this year when potentially we're going to have live events and space for online events? You know what? We might actually try and mash up and do a bit of both. And on the days when we've got an actual event going on, we're still going to try and provide some content for those people that can't join us. Or, you know what? You can't join us because you're isolating, or you can't join us because you've only just discovered LAM because you're in another country. Simple as that. We want to engage with everyone moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, thank you to everyone who have got involved and got yourselves a bond. Basically, they give you reduced price entry tickets to second event onwards when we return back to normal, and they're valid for 18 months. If at the end of 18 months you've not cashed it in, don't worry. Just cash it up for LAM cash. You can use it on the door, use it in the bar, use it with any of the stalls. Simple as that. One of the next things in the schedule as well, this coming Thursday, For the fans of the Kink Shrink, Healthy Mental Practices on Thursday night. I believe she's now recording these for her future blog, but a great opportunity to ask away and ask some questions, find out about kink, positive mental health, and basically what goes on in these crazy biochemical sacks we all walk around in.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's a great day. That's what we say. Happy birthday to you.
Now I can think of a few people who might be receiving one of those from me in the not too distant future with some very explicit instructions. Water it up, sit on it and wash your mouth out because you are talking out of your backside. But there we go. I think there definitely needs to be an advert on FetLife. One of the other things that's worth mentioning that's going on at the moment, we've been asked to promote a project with Salford University, who are looking for people who have experience of therapy and who identify as kink and or alternative, so that we can give some feedback on the experience of dealing with therapists as kinky individuals. So you know what? Great opportunity. Bit of leaning in, giving back to the community, get engaged with that. The details up on the screen. Also, if you want to get engaged and communicate and chat with people, we have a Telegram group chat that runs throughout lockdown. Details up on the screen there. Swap stickers, swap chats, swap stories, ask for help, advice. It's all there and for the open. Just do us a favor. If you are joining it, you want to talk to people, ask for people who will agree to talk to you in private rather than just trawling down the list. Because if you trawl down the list and someone says, excuse me, they're trawling down the list and you're caught, you might find yourself off the server. It's as simple as that. You know what? It's an environment for people to share, not people to pick up. Speaking of picking up, what could be finer than picking up a book from Dirty Sexy Words? Well, everyone, that kind of brings us coming dangerously close to the end of this 30-minute quickie here. 30 minutes, it's never too long, never long enough for me, you know. I'm not even getting out of breath or building up a sweat by this stage. I'm just far too used to the long LAM marathons, but there we go. So just a huge thank you to the stalls of London and the stalls of Blanchester, and our new virtual stalls who are helping to support the project as well. So thank you for watching. Stay safe. We'll be with you as soon as we can, which we now know is going to be April. So give us your feedback, enter those competitions. And until then, don't be a cockwomble, stay indoors, and absolutely no dogging on the way home. My special thanks go out to all of the LAM and Lamchester guests and crew and the stalls for their messages and ongoing support. We look forward to seeing you next on Sunday the 28th from 12:30 in the afternoon. Until then, stay safe, be well, stay kinky, and try not to let the cockwombles get on top of you, because you know what? They're just not worth it. Have fun.